I'm going to attempt to explain planetary ascension in terms of quantum shifting. We've got my fantastic drawing of the quantum field. So when we talk about shifting timelines, usually what we're talking about is moving to the different linear timelines within a localized parallel universe, or an LPU. And essentially what that means is that within one localized area of the universe, there's many different linear timelines that look and feel very similar to each other, meaning that very similar things have happened within that version or those versions of Earth. Remember in my last video where I talked about closing timelines, you see that. So there's like lots of different places where the multiple timelines intersect, and we call those choice points. And sometimes those timelines end because of whatever, they collapse. When you're talking about shifting timelines, it's usually you're moving from one timeline into another. The starseed missions, the 144,000, the chosen ones, whatever you call it, they are trying to move from non-viable timelines, so timelines that close, onto timelines that continue. So some parallel universes have more viable timelines than others. And if you want to talk about it like a 3D, 5D split, sure, if that works for you. But essentially, like for example, we can say that in Earth 3, maybe they've achieved a level of 5D awareness. And so more of their timelines will end up in what we would call the new Earth than, let's say, over here with Earth 1, where they have more non-viable or unviable timelines that are closed or end up going on a different direction. So I've channeled many times about this idea of there being some big event that is going to set everyone on a trajectory of either going towards the new Earth or somewhere else. And essentially what that means is that certain timelines of different localized parallel universes are all going to meet at this point. And depending on both the individual and collective default energetic signature, that will determine if you and the collective are able to shift onto one of these timelines that eventually lead to the localized parallel universe of New Earth and the timelines related with that. So essentially, the work that everyone is doing in terms of soul development is related to matching yourself and the collective to the appropriate energetic signature to get on a timeline that eventually will lead to the new Earth. So it's really important to understand that the localized parallel universe that we're calling New Earth exists, and we are also creating it at the same time. So what that means is that there is a primary objective of ascension, the ascension cycle and process that was set up in place when this whole project began. But there are very few viable timelines that actually achieve that process. So the starseed mission, the ascension cycles are all created to increase the likelihood that humans can actually reach that objective. So it's not so much that we're trying to get to one specific place. It's more that we're trying to affect the default energetic signature of humanity and Earth so that there's more opportunities, more timelines, and more localized parallel universes that actually embody this concept of New Earth.